Hello, Advanced Algebra 2 students. This is Coach DePaulo back for the second part of Lesson 6.6 Factor Theorem notes. At the end of Part 1 notes, we had done examples 1 and 3 together, and then you did example 2 and 4 on your own. And before I forget, what I need you to do is go to your assignment, and on problems number 5 and 6, I need you at the end of the instructions, I need you to write and sketch graph. So you need to do all the work, factor completely, then solve, and then sketch the graph. Okay? So today we're going to do examples 5 and 6 together. Okay? And I will explain to you how to deal with the situation where we have a 4 here, and then also we'll graph. Okay, so let's look back at our steps real quick. So step number 1 was to do our find P and Q, and then divide P over Q and find all the possible zeros, which I should actually add the word rational zeros in there. Okay, all the rational zeros. And then we're going to use the factor theorem. And we're going to use the factor theorem to find one factor for a cubic or two factors for a quartic. Okay, and then we're going to use synthetic division to find one quotient for a cubic and the first and second quotient for a quartic. So that's how I'm going to solve number 5. I'm going to have to do 2 solutions, and then I will then do the synthetic division twice. So let's go ahead and get started. So for number 1, step 1, P is equal to 1, -1, 2, -2, because that's all the factors of my constant. Q is 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -3, 6, -6, because remember, Q is all the factors of the leading coefficient. And so then P divided by Q, if you remember from last time we did the video, when I take this list and divide by 1, then it's just going to repeat this list. So I'll have a 1, a -1, a 2, and a -2. And then when I take this list and divide by -1, I'm going to get this list again already because I've already got my pluses and my minuses. So now we got to divide by 2, and then by 3, and then by 6. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to take 1 and divide by 2, and that's 1/2. And then we're going to take -1 and divide by 2, and that's -1/2. And then we're going to take 2 and divide by 2. Well, that's 1. I've already got that. And then we're going to take -2 and divide by 2, and that's -1, and I've already got that. So now we need to divide by 3. So here we go. We got 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. -1 divided by 3 is -1/3. And 2 divided by 3 is 2/3. And -2 divided by 3 is -2/3. All right, and then I got to divide by 6. So, 1 divided by 6 is 1/6. And -1 divided by 1/6 is -1/6. And then 2 divided by 6 is 1/3, but I already got it. And -2 divided by -6 is -1/3, and I've already got that. All right, so there's all my rational possibilities. Okay, we're off to step 2. So the next step is we need to find an F of that will work, and we're going to concentrate on these 4, and hopefully 2 of them will work so that I can turn this 4th into a square, and then I can use guess and check. So here we go. I'm going to try out 2. So 6 to the 2 times 4 minus 11 times 2 to the 3rd minus 8 times 2 squared plus 11 times 2 plus 2. Turns out that that's equal to 0. Okay? So, but now if you look back at our notes, it says for a quartic, I need to find 2 factors. So I found one, I found a solution of 2. Now while we're here, we need to find another one. So let's try 1. 6 times 1 to the 4th minus 11 times 1 to the 3rd minus 8 times 1 squared plus 11 times 1 plus 2, and turns out that that's 0, 2. All right, so now we're off to step 3. Step 3, we're going to synthetically divide by 2 first. Okay, so we're going to have a 6, a negative 11, a negative 8, a positive 11, and a 2. And let's see, that might be too small. Let me enlarge that real quick. Let's see, let's make that a little bigger. There we go. All right, so here I go. I'm going to bring down the 6. So this is 12. Add to negative 11, I get 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Add to negative 8 and get negative 6. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Add that up and get negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Add that up and get 0. Now here's the really cool thing about doing synthetic division twice. I don't have to rewrite this. All I need to do is do another synthetic division sign. All right, and I'm going to now synthetically divide by 1. Okay, I'm going to bring down the 6. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 1 times 7 is 7. Negative 6 plus 7 is 1. And 1 times 1 is 1. And negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Nice. So I know that since I synthetically divided by 2 and got a 0, that was a factor of x minus 2. And since I synthetically divided by 1, then that would be x minus 1. Okay, now we're off to step 4. Step 4, I'm going to factor. Okay, so now I need to factor 6x squared plus 7x plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Okay, so 6x squared plus 7x plus 1. So I'm going to go 6x plus 1 and x plus 2. I'm going to check my O and my I. Actually, I'm going to have a negative. Nope, I'm going to have the positive. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Did I do that right? That's 6x, that's 12, that's 11. Uh-oh, I made a mistake here. Let's see, let's look. 6x, and this needs to be a 1. My bad. Let's see. There we go. This is plus 1. All right, so now I'm going to check my O and my I. This right here is 6x. This is x. And so I've got 7x. That adds up. So we're good to go there. Step 5, we're going to list all of the factors. So let's list all of our factors. So we have our x minus 2 factor, our x minus 1 factor, an x plus 1 factor. Then we got an x minus 1 factor, and we have a 6x plus 1 factor. All right, so y'all have been doing this long enough. I know, I trust you, so there's no need for you to set each of these equal to 0. So let's just write down the solutions. So if x minus 2 is a factor, 2 is the solution. This is negative 1, this is positive 1, and this is negative 1/6. So we're now going to put these in set notation. So x such that x is an element of negative 1, then negative 1/6, then positive 1, then 2. All right, last thing we're going to do is we're going to graph this. Okay, and so the nice thing about having these in set notation is that I already have my x-intercepts. All of these are x-intercepts because they're solutions, and they're already in order, so I can just put them right down there on the x-axis. All right, so first up, we're going to put a -1 as a solution, then a -1/6 as a solution, then a +1 as a solution, and then a 2. And then our x-intercept is going, or my y-intercept is the constant. The constant was +2. So that's going to put my y-intercept up here at +2. All right, so now we're thinking about ending behavior. Because this 6 is positive, that means the left side's got to, or excuse me, the right side has to go up. And because I have an even function, the left side's going to do the same as the right, so they're both going to go up. So I've got an up arrow here, and I've got an up arrow here. And again, because this is a 4, then 4 minus 1 is 3. That's how many turns I get. So I got to get 3 turns. So I'm going to come down through -1. I'm going to go back up through -1/6. I'm going to go through my y-intercept. I'm going to come back down my second turn right around here, my third turn, and just to make it look nice, I'm going to redo my arrow there. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so there's all the work I have solved. I've used the factor theorem twice. Then I used synthetic division twice. Then I got all my factors, I got all my solutions, and then I sketched my graph. Okay, so what I'm going to want you to do now is I want you to stop the video. Well, actually, I'm going to stop the video. The video is going to be over. Then you are going to do number 6 on your own. Then you're going to check the answer key that's on Schoology to make sure that you're right. I'm going to post that tonight about 5:30, maybe 6. So give it a little bit of time if you're right after school doing these notes. But I do want to get you started even before step 1. If we notice, I've got an X and an X and an X and an X. So all of them have an X. So this step supersedes any steps that we do from here on out. We always want to distribute first. So I'm going to take out an X. This is going to turn into a third plus 7x squared plus 11x plus 5 equals 0. So now we know that I don't have a fourth term anymore. I only have a cube. So when we do step 2, I'm only going to have to find one f of. Then I'm only going to have to synthetically divide once. And also, but then I still should end up with 4 factors because I have a 4 here. And don't forget that this is going to give you 3 factors, but this is a factor too. So down here on step 5, this is going to disappear, but on step 5, my first factor should be an X. That's the end of the notes today. Remember, you need to finish example number 6, then go to Schoology and check the key and make sure that you got it right. And come on in before school or during Mega Lunch if you have any questions. Have a good day.